It's only one sentence. It's only one sentence. How can you have not been finished? Senator Kajwang, why don't you listen to the reply? Let's listen to the Senator Kajwang, you had spoken for a good 5 minutes before we interrupted you. No, Senator Kajwang, I will not sit. Let Senator Abbas reply to your issue. But you might, Senator. Let him.
Okay, order, Mr. Let me give it a Rachel. Let me give it a Rachel. I will explain myself. Let the Senator Abbas address the committee. Honorable Speaker, Clause 242B limits the individual on only one or more houses ruled under Act. This measure prevents the concentration of units in few hands and ensures equitable distribution among the intended beneficiaries. You could have 100 wives. I'm explaining myself. You could have 100 wives, you could have 10 wives, you could have 100 children. There is no need, you can always buy only one house. We are taking care of the interest of this case. Yes, we should take care of the interest of this case. Okay. I'm saying, Honorable Speaker, that these houses are meant for the poor people, the local houses, and there is no way you can buy 100 houses at the same time. Therefore, this clause justifies. Yes. Order. I'm not talking about the clause. I'm explaining myself. I'm sorry, Senators, please sit down. For the 2B, limits. For the 2B limits individuals to own only one available house. Without the Act, these measures prevent the Constitution. Order. Relax. Let me explain myself. The drawing. Order, senators. I am on the floor. I should give it time. Sit down. Speaker, I'm on the floor. Sit down. Let him read that one. Commissioner, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Majority leader, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Okay. Senator Kajwang, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Senator, order. Honorable Senators, I'm not sure if Senator Kajwang was in the House
when I made a ruling about justification and any interventions in the House will be limited for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. No. I did. I made that ruling in this House. Yes. I said 2 minutes. No, I gave 2 minutes. I gave 2 minutes. So, Senator Kajang, as a way forward, we will listen to Abbas, and then I'll give you an opportunity, not more than 2 minutes, to say what you have to say. Senator Abbas.
Well. Okay, honorable speakers, senators, let me explain myself. 42B is meant to safeguard, so every Kenyan must have a house, affordable houses.
Let him finish.
Order, my friend. Yeah, not address you.
Senator Abbas, address the chair.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, I'm saying I'm just fine why we are saying limiting these houses to one person, for one individual, one house. Because you can own 100 house, you can have 10 kids, you can have 20 kids, but what they're saying is these houses are meant for the poor people and for the low-income guys. If we say that we allow everybody to buy what he wants, then everybody will get everything what he wants. What we want is those poor people to get what they want. So these houses can be equally distributed. For that is the justification of this clause.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Chair, that was exactly my problem with this provision, that we are legislating for poverty, not for prosperity. And when I was making my submission, I was saying that after 5-10 years, everyone has a house. So what are you going to put in the law that since Cheriot already has a house somewhere in Langata, and after 10 years there are additional and excess houses, that nobody should go for the second round? That is poor legislative drafting, and those are poor proposals that should not come in this law. Mr. Chair, the Constitution, Article 117, that talks about powers and privileges of Parliament, provides unfettered freedom of speech and expression. And those people who today want to limit my speech and expression, we shall wait for you. And your day will come when someone will have to stand up for your right of expression and freedom of speech. And Mr. Chair, I do believe, because the 2 minutes are not over, that even after I've prosecuted my reservations on clause 42B, that all other members with a contrary view must also be allowed to contribute, because this is the only time when senators can write laws. Finally, Mr. Chair, when I'm here,
thank you, Senator. Senator Kafuri Murungi.
Chair, you know, my issue is this. When we get to the land reading of any bill, the purpose for the land reading is to bring in amendment that you feel maybe was not captured well in the bill. And to bring the land reading any amendment that you feel you should bring, so that you can convince members. And if you can only convince members and then also be subject to the vote. So Senator Kajwang and all the opportunity during the second reading, at the land reading, to bring an amendment which could have cured this problem. So it could have amended, maybe it should be open-ended, so that now we bring that to the vote at the land reading.
Senators, let's make progress. The people I'm giving a chance, Deputy Speaker, you are supposed to comment on clause 42B, not on the conduct of your other senators in this House. So now I will give an opportunity to Manzo.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. No, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Order, senators. Order. We need to.
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Manzo will be heard in silence.
Mr. Speaker, just before I comment on this, I want to say my 10 years experience, now that you talked about traditions in the National Assembly, on a matter which generates a lot of interest like this particular one, the speakers will ordinarily allow as many as possible to comment, Mr. Speaker, so that, Mr. Speaker, then you know, out of that, members could make a clear decision whether to amend further or to remain in the same position when we vote. Mr. Speaker, I want to say my issue with this particular amendment, Mr. Speaker, kindly. B, may apply for the board for approval of issuance of an affordable mortgage to develop a rural affordable housing unit, Mr. Speaker.
Senators, can we hear him in silence?
Mr. Speaker,
please take a seat.
Mr. Speaker, this particular amendment begins to contradict the whole purpose of the housing, and it goes into to create a situation whereby some people get more privileged than others, and it creates discrimination, which, you know, you may enrich some people more than others, and there should be a way of limiting to make sure if it's affordable housing, it is a unit for everyone across board, so that if you have to do round two, then it balances. You don't begin round two when somebody else doesn't have a house yet and they are deserving. So it is discriminative, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Thank you, Senators. Senator Abbas, you have a comment?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to withdraw that amendment of B.
Honorable Senators, honorable Senators, honorable Senators, honorable Senators. Why don't you listen, honorable Senators? Since Senator Abbas has withdrawn the amendments, this matter will not be put to a vote. It is that withdrawn. So I think Senator Kajwang, you have actually won the debate.
New clause 42C.
Mover to move is Senator Abbas Mohammed Sheikh.
Honorable Speaker, I want to read 42C, except with the prior written consent of the board, a purchaser of an affordable houses unit under Act shall not by contract, agreement or otherwise sell or agree to sell his or her unit or interest therein, or in any interest therein in any of other persons.
Senator Sifuna, what is your intervention?
Mr. Chair, you should ordinarily allow us to make points of order. I was standing, I have been given the mic. This is disorderly conduct by the majority leader, and there's the reason I'm rising on my feet, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Standing Order 121, I have seen the majority leader essentially throw a tantrum and smack the desks with his documents there. And yet he has the audacity to accuse me of being disorderly. You have thrown a tantrum. You are doing it again.
Order,
you are doing it again, Mr.
Senator
Speaker.
Gloria.
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Gloria.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Senator Gloria. Order.
Mr. Chair, there is only one opportunity for you to have order in this house, and that is enforcement of the rules equally. If it were anybody on the minority side who was throwing the tantrum that I have seen my brother, the majority leader, throwing, he would have been thrown out of the house. Why is he being treated specially, Mr. Speaker? Why is he being treated specially? I want, Mr. Speaker, a ruling on each point of order that we raise, because we must have a record of how this house treats people and how you apply the law, Mr. Speaker. Because of and you saw it, Mr. Speaker. Please don't pretend you did not see it. And I know you're a good man. You have seen it, and you must bear true witness, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I didn't see it. Mr. Speaker, I saw you seeing him. Mr. Speaker, don't be like that. We are in the holy month, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are in the holy month of Ramadan. Please tell the truth.
Senator. 42C. Senators, bear with us a minute. We need to clear this screen so that we can have some order. One moment. If you have your button red, just switch it off. Switch it off. You switch it off, then I'll tell you when to switch it on. Okay, for 42C intervention, press now.
How many people inside?
2 people I'll give. I propose the question, the new clause 42C be now read a second time. I put the question, before I put the question, Senator of Meru.
I'm not talking.
Senators, press intervention. Intervention. Yako naona. No, but hata huko kwanza. Hii system mbaya. No, I'm getting a Yaneshi. Okay, so I will allow 2 from both sides. 2 interventions from both sides. On this side, Wambua and Mogeni. On this side, they are seniors. Cherargei on this side, and chair committee wanted to comment. Okay, Senator Wambua.
Give me the mic.
Chair, on that proposed amendment 42C, I totally and completely oppose it. So, Chair, this is an amendment. Yes, we will do that, but this is an amendment that goes contrary to the Constitution on property rights. You know, the law itself has been declared by the courts unconstitutional. You bring an amendment which is completely unconstitutional. So, Chair, this one I strongly and totally oppose.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, on this clause 42C, what we are trying to cure is what we saw a few years before, National Housing Corporation, where the intended beneficiaries end up not being intended. So in the principle of equity and equality and morality and the law, we must be ensured that we cushion against where people are given through affordable program, then they resell those houses through the cartels that we know that are normal during the NHC, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to say I support this clause 42C. We shall not be lectured, Mr. Speaker. If you don't want to be lectured, you can go to University of Nairobi during public hearing or public lecture. Mr. Speaker, I support this clause because it will promote equity and equality and fairness in terms of access. And Mr. Speaker, finally, you need to protect the people who are beneficiaries of this, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mugeni.
Mr. Speaker, Senator Cherargei is my colleague, I know he's junior in the profession, but there are some basic concepts in constitutionalism that